Hello, I'm Crickets and welcome back to I Have a Story. I made a video on the 4th of July asking how can you celebrate the 4th because I can't. And I listed a couple of the reasons and there's more to talk about with even that topic. How weak did our country look when foreign invaders came into our country, took over people's apartments, took over people's houses, dragged women and children off to commit the most heinous crimes? Not only did our officials stand down, but so did the American people. Do you understand how weak that made us look? This is also why Trump has to come in and put the hammer down as hard as he is, because he's got to prove that we're strong again because we didn't prove it ourselves. So if people want to understand why Trump has to come in and put the hammer down as hard as he is, that's why part of it, a huge part of it, I mean, you can't just fight criminals with your pinky finger and love and give them flowers and chocolates and think they're just going to become good people. That's not how the world works. God, our country's become so delusional and weak. I mean, are we back in the 70s? Peace, or love and rock and roll, sex, drugs, and rock and roll? Is that what our country's become back to again? I thought we learned our lessons from all of that. But it doesn't seem to have taken place in our country anymore. Hi, Mr. Bubbles. I used to repossess houses in Detroit. I've learned that people are just like animals. You show fear, they attack. I used to have what I considered were my bodyguards, bikers that were twice my size, great big, burly, strong guys. But yet I take them up to Detroit and they acted like a bunch of cowards. I have a lot of stories to talk about repossessing houses in Detroit, in both good and bad. A lot of beauty in Detroit, and there's a lot of bad in Detroit too. And some other things that I'll be sharing with you that a lot of people don't even know about what even happens underground. And I mean literally under the ground in Detroit. But I pulled up to a house one day. There's like a dozen guys standing in the middle of the road, passing a joint around. And it was directly in front of the house I had to go into. So I turned to my two big burly bikers and say, hey, we got to go over and talk to these guys. And they looked at me and said, are you crazy? I said, if you show fear, they're going to attack. I would rather be attacked out here in the street than get blindsided inside a house somewhere where nobody can see it. Our bodies can be left for dead until somebody else shows up to that house and finds us. And not to mention when you walk up to them and talk to them and treat them like human beings, they respect you. Hey, this guy, he isn't scared. He walked right up and talked to us. You can't show fear. Even if you have it, you got to hide it. I was scared. I didn't know what was going to happen. But I also know that I had many houses that I was in that people tried to blindside us and ransack us inside the house. I wasn't going to let that happen. You got to be strong. You got to be smart. So all the world watched social media, news, reporting all of this stuff happen, and nobody did a damn thing about it. We're such strong Americans, but don't say words that hurt our feelings. We were one of the most feared countries in the world, not because we're inhumane, but because we were strong. Didn't we have movies like The Patriot to show our strength? To show how and depict what we did in the past to prove our strength? But yet now we just stand down like a bunch of cowards. I got toys to play with. I might not be able to go play tomorrow. So Trump has to be strong. If we would have let the leaders that we had continue taking the path we were going down, and we continued standing down and showing how weak we are, do you understand? The more other countries are going to come in and take advantage of us. I understand wanting to feel good, but the world is not a feel good place, and we still have to be strong and smart and protect ourselves. I'm grateful that Trump is doing it. I have some questions which I'll be making future videos about with the current administration and things that nobody else is talking about. I want to bring those questions to you. I really have a problem with all of this, and I don't want to see people get hurt. But when people are getting hurt, people are supposed to protect those victims. And nobody did. They just let it happen. All the way through our system, all the way through our people. We just stood down and let innocent victims be murdered, raped, thrown out of their houses. You know how weak that made us look? We need to stand up and be strong again. Doesn't mean we go to war over every little battle in our lives, but there are certain places that lines do get crossed. Those are really places that lines got crossed, and everybody stood down. I can't watch that take place. It makes me sick. I feel guilty. I feel like I could have done something. Right now, I can't even sit in a car to drive to those places. But I can tell you, if it took place here, I could drive 15 minutes away. I don't care if I die protecting victims, because living with the guilt of not doing so hurts so bad that it might as well be dead, especially when the devastation of what my life has been, part of what made me who I am today. All the bad that has taken place in my life, and I've had to stand up and find strength and find ways to cope with it all and try to find ways to fight and battle it. You guys have been watching it on my channel, but how do you battle it when all the agencies that were here to protect you just laugh at you, give you the middle finger? I'm hoping to get the help I need to stop from going to war in my own life. Part of why it all hurts so much.